That lie your ass told about getting gas in the morning when you was on E and you should have went last night. Then you woke up late. Then the kids were uncooperative. Then you forgot that you didn't have this and you needed to stop. And you, oh my God, it just keeps going. So now you get all the way to work and you're frustrated. And then your mate got the nerve to say, baby, don't forget. You about to just lose it. About to lose it over something so minor. Something that any other day would not have overwhelmed you, would not have taken you out. Because remember, just because you're triggered does not mean that you're being targeted. Your system is telling you that it's something in there that's being triggered. And for myself, perfectionism, people pleasing, abandonment, and I still needed to show up. I still needed to show up here today because I said I was going to do that. I used to abandon myself all the time, sabotage myself all the time, make plans and not keep them, be flaky as fuck to myself. If I'm not doing the things for myself, how in the hell can I expect someone else to do them for me? These are things that I need to do for myself. Which is why healing is your responsibility. Which is why when it comes to all these podcasts and conversations about whose job is it, it's yours. It's yours. Yeah, they ghosted you. Yeah, that was some fucked up shit. Yeah, they could have. Yeah, they should have. But they didn't. And you are the one left picking up the pieces. You are the one that's overwhelmed. You are the one that's frustrated. You are the one that's angry. And they don't even know. It's been so many times that I am pissed. And you know, right? You looking at them, they side eye. They got the nerve, the fucking audacity to want you to do something for them. When they know what they did. When they know, maybe they don't. Maybe they do. But they likely don't know that it's your abandonment wound that had you frustrated that they didn't show up to your engagement. It's your people pleasing and healing from overextending yourself for them. Those 5 times when they didn't ask you to, when you could have said no, but you didn't. And so now that they didn't show up for you, you are pissed, resenting, offense, bombastic, side-eye. You know, but that's nobody's fault but yours, baby. Healing will show you where your boundaries need to be. Healing will teach you how to stand up for yourself, how to say no and allow that to be a complete sentence. Like literally, I don't want to do it. I do not feel obligated to do anything for anybody. Or I'll figure out how. Oh, I can't do all of that, but I can do this. Because any time that I've overextended myself, showed up, stopped what I'm doing, like I was pissed the whole time, irritated. They didn't got me to show up to this shit and they late. Well, baby, you said you was going to show up. You show up to things 15 to 30 minutes early so that you could be on time. Like, this is the time that you committed. If you didn't want to commit that time, why'd you commit it? And these are the types of questions that I had to ask myself because I kept being in situations where my needs weren't being met. Well, I was not feeling loved. Well, I was not feeling prioritized. But those were also all of the things that I was not doing for myself. Once I started addressing healing, once I started asking myself the questions, all of that has everything to do with the legacy, with the imagery, with the imprint that you leave on the world. Immediately, right? My example about today and like my daughter being late, that's my legacy. If I had not been so intentional about emotional regulation and allowing them to be open and come to me, she would have fed off of my energy that was fucked this morning and took that with her to dance practice. It's what, maybe 15 to 30 other people at dance practice. Now she's infecting them with this energy. I went to this trauma training. It was a maternal health trauma training for doulas. And it talked about how it impacts our DNA, the stress, trauma, negative experiences, and the overwhelm during pregnancy, and how it affects generations. Generational curses, right? Things that we're born with. I did not have a say in the bullshit that I had to grow through and heal through I received that through the womb, through my family system, through my environment, through my neighborhood. I've lived in the same neighborhood for my whole life. In a 2-3 block radius. I can walk to all of my family members' houses. I can walk the house that I grew up in. Like, everything is still here. I had to figure out what the challenge was and not continue it. I come from an era like, baby, you are a child. You are seen and not heard. I would not have dared call my mama out about her attitude. Now, my babies did it real cool. You know, are you okay? You know, but I don't know. Y'all don't know my mouth. I don't know if I would have been able to get it out that way. But the point is that it was not acceptable. None of your business. Mind your business. This is adult things. This is adult things to figure out. But it impacts your legacy and what you leave behind. Because of that, I grew up not voicing my opinion. What did I say earlier? My gift is my voice in speaking and talking. I'm a freaking therapist. I'm a facilitator. I'm an educator. I'm a doula. Like, come on. I'm a public speaker. I'm an award-winning public speaker. And it took years for me to open that box because of things that I experienced when I was younger. But at this training, right, we did this activity and she had like coffee filters. And I think it may have been like maybe 3 to 5 of them stacked up. She told us to write on there the traumas that we'd experienced during pregnancy and into childbirth. So I'm just writing. We had markers. You know, I'm doodling, all this extra shit. I wish I had brought it. Again, unprepared. It's in my office. So we write all these things down. And because I do a lot of trainings and I love learning new things, I knew what was going to happen. I knew exactly what it was. And so as we started, right, she's like, okay, let's see what you got. We done wrote all these things, these traumas and experiences that we had during childbirth. Take the top layer off. Wow. It's pretty much the same imprint from the top one. Peel that next layer off. Okay, it's getting a little sketchy, but I can still see essentially all the things that I wrote. Peel it off, peel it off, peel it off. It was 4 layers before it was like sketchy just dots. Limited traces of trauma. If you do not heal your shit, you're going to pass it along. It was such a powerful activity, I'm telling you. Heal. What's healing got to do with it? Everything. It has everything to do with how you're living your life, how you're approaching things. If something scared you 2 years ago, you're likely not going towards that thing again. So it's limiting your reach, your behaviors, your ability to make friends. It's impacting how you love and show up in your relationships. My dad wasn't there. I didn't know what to do with a man. I knew I wanted one, but I was fucking it up. In the sense of, I did not know how to get the things that I needed. I did not know how to speak up for myself to say, this is what I need. This is what I want to have happen. And then when they decided that they didn't want to do that, or it was too much, or they did it for a little bit, then quit, I'm sticking around because all I saw is rider. I'm a rider. Like, you riding and dying. You just riding and dying because you have not learned how to set boundaries. You are so fearful of being abandoned. You're so scared of speaking up for yourself and somebody saying no and losing that you'd rather just sit in silence and keep peeling layers of yourself off. And I'm going to stop saying y'all because that's what I did. That's what I did. Wearing masks in my relationships. They couldn't love me. They didn't know who they was loving anyway because I was performing, baby. I was being what I needed to be in order to stay in a relationship that was not serving me. How many of those have you been in? Is that what you're in right now? Boundaries. Once you start to heal, you will show yourself what you truly need.